Hello dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Agri Adhyapak. If you haven't subscribed the channel, please do subscribe and join us on Telegram channel to get free materials and other updates. Links are in the description. We are providing online course at very affordable price. For more details, visit our website www.agriadhyapak.com and approach us through WhatsApp at 7845 765498. Thank you. Hello students. In this class, I would like to explain on the topic called classification of agroforestry, which is very important for all competitive exams. So let us see. The agroforestry, the term itself is explained about the agriculture as well as forestry, both are combined. So the first one is crop rotation system and intercropping system. These are the two types of agroforestry based on how we manage the agroforestry. Let us see the first one, which is under the crop rotation system. In this term itself, it is the crop rotation means rotating the crop after the another crop. So in which there are two types, Sweden or shifting cultivation, then the second one is Tanga system. So let us see the meaning of Sweden or shifting cultivation. The other names of Sweden or shifting cultivation is Podu cultivation, Zoom cultivation, slash and burn cultivation. So there are different names for the shifting cultivation. So don't be confused of shifting cultivation synonyms or the other names. But for the Tanga system, only one type of name is there, that is Tanga system. So let us see the meaning of shifting cultivation or Sweden cultivation. So this one is especially done in northeastern states of India and which was originated from the neighboring country, from the Burma. So still it is going in northeastern states. Shifting cultivation is nothing but the cutting down the forest trees and later on growing the crops until the soil fertility is completely lost. Once soil fertility is lost, then they will be shifting to the new area and there they will cut the forest and they will burn entire land and they will be growing the crops, and until the soil fertility is completely lost, they will be growing maybe for 2 years, 3 years or 4 years, and again they will be shifting to the new area. So here very enormously deforestation will be happening. But when we look at the Tanga system, it is something like which is government is encouraging the people to cultivate the crops in the forest lands. How will let us see? So for example, in the new area, when forestry department is raising the sapling or the have planted new seedlings, so while they are growing, apart from that, in between the space, local people or the workers which are working in the forest, they also can raise some of the agriculture crops in between the cropped field. So that is called Tanga system, but they cannot continue for the years together until these forest plants or the saplings which come to the certain height where we cannot grow further agriculture crops. Till then we can grow the agriculture crops in between the rows of forest tree plants. So that is called Tanga system, where local villages are getting benefited or the forestry workers are benefited. Apart from that, it is very helpful for the local people. So these are the two types of crop rotation systems. Then let us see the intercropping. This is based on the physical structure, how it appears out. So physical structure, intercropping. There are around 5 types. The first one is agri-silviculture. So agri-silviculture can be considered as alley cropping. The second one is agri-horticulture. Third one is silvipastoral. Fourth one is agri-silvipastoral, and the last one is multi-tier cropping. So these are the 5 types of intercropping that we can practice in agroforestry. So why need to go for agroforestry? Hope you all know the land use classification. There are total 8 types of lands are there or the soils are there. The first 4 types of soils are used for the cultivation of crops. Then the remaining 4 types of lands or soils are used for the other purpose. So probably 5, 6 can be used for the agroforestry system where we cannot go for much of agriculture crops. So let us see how to combine the agriculture crop with the forestry. So agri-silviculture, agri means agriculture crops, silvi means nothing but the forestries. So growing of forestries is nothing but silviculture. So agriculture crops along with the forest trees, when we grow, that is called agri-silviculture. So other name is alley cropping. Why we can say agri-silviculture can be called as alley cropping means alley cropping is nothing but the raising of tree species simultaneously. In between the tree species we will go for the raising of agriculture crops, the meaning of alley cropping. So in agri-silviculture also same thing we are doing. That's why agri-silviculture can be considered as alley cropping. Then the next one is agri-horticulture. In agri-horticulture, raising the agriculture crops along with the horticulture tree species or the orchard crops like guava, sapota, mango, whatever the crops which can be raised in between the agriculture crops can be considered as agri-horticulture. Here we are not raising any forestry species, but we are raising orchard trees, but still they are trees, perennial. So that's why we can go for agri-horticulture. Then the next one is silvipastoral. When we look about the silvipastoral, here we are growing for the tree species along with the pastoral, means fodder or grasses. When we go for fodder, ultimately there will be a livestock management also. So we'll be going for the forestry and also fodder crops, along with that maybe cows or buffaloes or sheep, whatever it may be, accordingly based on the availability we can go for. So this is silvipastoral. Then the next one is agri-silvipastoral. So agri-silvipastoral is agriculture crops, forestries and also pastoral fodder crops all together we can grow. That is called agri-silviculture. Pastoral. Then the next one is multi-tier cropping. Multi-tier cropping may fit to the agroforestry system or may not fit to the agroforestry system based on the land availability. Multi-tier cropping, especially they have taken this based on the height of the component. So here we are having different components, maybe agriculture crop, horticulture crop or silviculture or pastoral. 4 components, by combining one another we have named it. But when we look at the multi-tier cropping, based on the height of the component we have to take the cropping. So multi-tier cropping, let me give the example. For example, so here coconut tree is there, and at the base of the coconut tree we are raising the pepper, and in between cocoa or papaya, and again in between some bushy like anything that we mean like pineapple, and that last is fodder or grass. So again coconut. So if you see, coconut is the tallest tree among all the components, then followed by cocoa or papaya, followed by pineapple, followed by grass. So height, based on the height we are raising the crops. So apart from that we are growing the pepper creeper onto the coconut tree, because pepper creeper requires physical support. Without physical support it cannot climb. That's why we are growing here pepper creeper. So all together 5 components we are raising. One is coconut, second one is cocoa or papaya, third one is pineapple, fourth one is grass, and the last one is pepper. So here we can adjust 5 components in a same land area where we can get assured income throughout the year. So this is one of the multi-tier cropping where we go for different types of crops based on the height. So what are the tree species that we can grow for the agri-silviculture when we go for agriculture crops? First one is Acacia albida, Bombax ciba, Gravella robusta, Dalbergia ciso and Prosopis juliflora. So these are the some of the tree species that are opted for the agroforestry system. Now, apart from these 5 tree species, there are many, but these all are very familiar for the agroforestry system. But anyhow, based on the region and based on the tree species which are available in the local nurseries and the local areas, they can opt accordingly. But make sure that the tree species which we are raising, they should be useful for either for the food purpose or for the fodder purpose or any useful manner. So maybe for the forest, major product or minor product. Accordingly, we have to choose the forestry species. Simply we cannot go for however we want. Then the next one, apart from this concept, I would like to give the small concept called pruning practices in the forestry. So pruning practices are nothing but when we are raising the crop in the field, that means agri crops, along with that when we go for forestries, how to manage these forestries in the field. So we cannot allow the forestries however they can, but we have to do some management practices so that they can give much productivity and also they will not disturb the neighboring agriculture crop in the field. So these are some of the practices that has to be adapted in the forestry system. So these are called pruning practices or special practices. The first one is lopping. Lopping. Lopping is nothing but the cutting of the branches which are growing enormously or extra growth. Those branches when we cut and when we keep the tree in certain or particular shape, that is called lopping. Then the next one is brashing. Brashing. Brashing is nothing but the low pruning. When something like some trees will be having the habit of giving the branches to the lower, that is called drooping. So when branches are falling or drooping type, then we have to cut the lower branches so that they will give the good space and aeration to the agriculture crops. Then the next one is pollarding. Pollarding is nothing but the allowing the tree to grow to the certain height, and we should not allow the branches to spread, but up to 2 meters height we can allow, and then we can prune the all the branches. So that's why we have to keep the tree in the manner of pole. That's why they named it as pollarding. Even pole planting also is there apart from that, where we will cut the tree branch and we can directly plant into the field, and the same branch can give the roots and shoot. That is called pole planting. But this is pollarding. Pollarding means up to 2 meters height we leave the plant trunk or the stem, then we will cut and all the extra branches will be removing. That is called pollarding. Then the last one is coppicing. Coppicing means cutting back the extra growth. So there won't be much difference between the branch pruning and the coppicing, but here branch pruning is something we are cutting the extra branches, but here coppicing means whatever has grown after certain years we will be cutting back again, so that it will not occupy the further space, but you are bringing back to the beginning, but ready-made tree will be there. So immediately it will give the shoot and it will go for further development. How I am saying is, for example, I want the particular tree, all the branches for the wood purpose or the forest minor purpose, where I'll cut all the branches and I'll take the output or the produce, then I'll leave the main trunk in the field itself, so that immediately it can give the new shoot and will develop for the further. So this is all about the pruning practices that we follow in the forestry. So this entire thing is very, very important for the any competitive exam which is related to agriculture. So hope you loved the class. If you like the class, please do like the video and do subscribe and share with your friends. And thank you so much. If you would like to join with us in the group, please text us through WhatsApp by the number called 7845 765498. Thank you so much.